The Callisto Protocol is a sci-fi horror game set on Jupiter's moon, Callisto, that has been developed by Striking Distance Studios and published by Skydance Interactive. The game is set in the distant future and is set in a prison facility on the moon. It takes its inspiration from Dead Space and Alien, Isolation, and promises an intense horror experience. Unfortunately, the Callisto Protocol fails to deliver on its promise. It starts off promisingly enough with a decent story and interesting setting, but quickly devolves into a repetitive, tedious slog that fails to create any real tension or atmosphere. The story follows the player character, a prisoner, who has been sent to Callisto to investigate a mysterious signal coming from the prison's facility. Along the way, the player meets various characters and discovers the secrets of the prison. Unfortunately, the story is underdeveloped and fails to create any real sense of mystery or dread. The characters are shallow and uninteresting, and the plot is predictable and uninspired. The game's gameplay is also uninspiring. The Callisto Protocol is primarily a walking simulator, with a few basic puzzles and combat encounters thrown in. The puzzles are simplistic and the combat is incredibly repetitive and unengaging, with enemies that are easily dispatched with a few shots from your basic weapon. The game also suffers from a severe lack of content, with most levels being incredibly short and lacking any replay value. The graphics in the Callisto Protocol are also lackluster. The game is powered by Unreal Engine 4, but the visuals are dated and lack the detail and polish of modern games. The textures are muddy and the lighting is dull, making the game feel more like a PS3 game than a current-gen release. The sound design is also lacking. The sound effects are generic and forgettable, and the music is overly repetitive and unmemorable. There is also a lack of any real atmosphere or tension, with the sound design failing to create any sense of dread or terror. Overall, the Callisto Protocol is a disappointing experience. The game has a few interesting ideas, but it fails to deliver on its promise of a tense and atmospheric horror experience. The story is shallow and the gameplay is repetitive and unengaging. The visuals and sound design are also lackluster, making the game feel outdated. The Callisto Protocol is a forgettable experience that fails to live up to its promise.